The 901st edition of the MMA Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Underdog. Underdog's got a brand new offer for new customers. Play just $5 and get the $50 in bonus funds when you sign up with promo code MMA SGPN.
Howdy ho, Degenerinos. Welcome to episode 901 of the MMA Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. That's dedicated to Nick Rodriguez, who tells us why that fighter is named Chapolin. So there you go, Gumby. It's a superhero, apparently.
Oh,
so,
like a
Mexican superhero.
Mexican
yeah,
superhero?
Mexican super. Yeah. That's why I saw that when I Googled it, but it doesn't make sense. But anyhow, that's what
Also, Nick Rodriguez?
Yeah.
Like Nicky Rod told us that?
It doesn't look like the same person. No.
Okay, he's not like roided out of his brains or anything like that.
No,
okay.
No, he just looks like a regular bloke. But anyhow, thank you, Nick Rodriguez. Thank you for watching the channel. I am the Uncultured Swine. I think I'm just calling myself Uncultured Swine. Jeff Fox, another lovely fan, gave me that name. That is Daniel Gumby Vreeland. We're back, as you can see, back in the groove. LFA 216. We've got going down to kick off our week. We got a busy week coming up after last week. Not much happening this week. Full slate next week, even more than a full slate, right? But we're doing an extra episode next week. So
so this week we'll have our usual 5. Is it LFA, Octagon, UFC, Dana White's Contender Series?
See, I don't even know what week we're on anymore. It is definitely UFC is in Paris. I know that much for sure.
Yeah,
right?
And it is sick, dude. The debuts coming in on Paris. It is like 4 of my favorite European fighters finally signed to the UFC. Excitement about to happen.
Are they going to kill those promotions though? The KSWs and Octagons of the world? Is the UFC going to?
I mean, I wouldn't mind them. No, oh man, this is going to sound real mean, but I'm going to say it anyway. I wouldn't mind them drowning Aries if that's the one they're going to drown.
Aries hasn't been good to you, so.
Aries both hasn't been good to me, and also like seems to be slipping in the quality of their cards, especially as that other French promotion is kind of spotted up and put up some good cards. Was it Hexgone? I'm sure I'm saying French, but
not
like
Hex Fights, but there's a Hexgone there
Hexgone or something like Hexgone.
Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah.
And like they're like slowly like pretty much meeting Aries in terms of like production value and skills on their card. So like if somebody was going to take a digger and it winds up being Aries, like they're not putting Octagon out of business or anything like that. Even if Kita is leaving, like Octagon will be just fine. So and same with KSW, they're selling out. So I think the only one in danger is maybe Aries.
And they go to France a lot, as this week, for instance. Yeah, so let's do. We got LFA today, as you know, Fury FC tomorrow, Gumby, and then Paris Contender Series, and then the week after LFA Octagon Cage Warriors Noche UFC 2 episodes and Dana White Contender Series. That's a good week. 2 weeks from now.
Next week, buckle up. That is going to be a lot of fun.
Fantastic.
And that Noche card too.
Yeah, I see we lost Raul Rosas Jr. from it, though, apparently, as of this recording. So, yeah. Gumby's still not sold on him.
He was supposed to fight Rob Font. That would have been fun.
Yeah, that would have been a nice test for him, for sure. Yeah. All right, enough of that. Let's get into LFA after. I remind you, free roll football contest is back on our network. Free to enter, picking every NFL game against the spread. $3,000 to first place. $4,000 if you're a Patreon. Go to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/free roll, FREEROLL. Plus, we got a merch sale going on. 25% off everything in our merch store. That'll be sportsgamblingpodcast.com/store. Promo code football. Make sure you check out the MMA Gambling Podcast merch. We have lots of cool merch in there. Our own special section in the merch store. And SGPN just launched their NFL Survivor contest. $100 entry, winner take all. Go to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/survivor. All right, we are all set. And Brian Battle made weight. I see that headline come through too, Gumby. So there you go. A little late for that. What weight class is he fighting in Misfits?
I think it's 85.
Okay, well, he better make weight. Yeah. All right. Hopefully he's just gone for a short time and he'll be back. LFA 216, Silva versus Bertolso. Cuiabá, Brazil, this coming Friday night, 8 p.m. start time. It's in the Muziva if you want to go see it in Cuiabá, Brazil. 15 fights. We're going to give you the choicest cuts first, and then we'll get you a bonus round at the end. No odds yet on this, because usually it's a midweek type of thing for LFA and promotions like that. All right, we're kicking things off with scrolling with a Silva fight. Well, there's a lot of classic Brazilian names on this fight card, let me tell you. Jhonata Silva versus Thiago Taveira. They are both Brazilian. They're fighting at flyweight. Taveira is Minotauro. We've heard that nickname before. 9-3 with 9 knockouts. He has never been finished in a fight. 1-0 in LFA. He's won 3 straight and 6 of 7. He last lost August 2022. He's a regional champ. He's fight up at bantamweight. Silva 9-2, 6 knockouts, 1 submission. He's been knocked out once. This is his debut in LFA. He's won 6 of 7, including his last fight via TKO. That was back in May of 2024. He went 0-1 in the Contender Series. Gummy's going to tell you who he lost to.
Yeah, it was our favorite biter, Igor Severino.
Regional champion for Silva as well. He used to fight at 115 and 135. 2014 Pro MMA debut, an inch taller than Taveira.
So I think Silva, with the Contender Series pedigree and, the slightly better record, obviously he's got a couple of less losses. I think we're going to see Jhonata Silva come in here as a favorite. I don't think it'll be too big, but I'm going to say something in like the negative 185 range, which would give you a return depending on how much juice is at the books at like plus 155, plus 160 for Taveira. And I'm actually going to go with Taveira. I'm going to go underdog straight out the gate. The reason is like, if you watch Jhonata Silva on the Contender Series, first of all, his takedown defense was trash. I don't think that'll come into play in this fight. I think this fight takes place mostly on the feet, but it is worth mentioning. Like, his takedown defense was not very good. And then my bigger problem, and the problem I think that comes out in this fight, is the fact that Jhonata Silva, he throws a lot of combinations, which is good. You would hope that, especially out of a flyweight, that he's going to put some punches together. But his head doesn't move off the center line almost at all. He's a guy who keeps his head very stationary. There's not like angles that he cuts on his way into punch. It's like he comes straight in, he comes straight out, he throws 5 punches while he's in there. And granted, those 5 punches are good. They've been devastating in the past. He's knocked people out, but it does mean he's right there to be countered. And we kind of saw that in the Severino fight. It made him easier to be taken down, but he got dropped twice in that fight. And again, largely just because he's way too stationary. Now, Taveira, a little bit harder to get film on. First of all, he was only on one LFA prelim, and when he was on that LFA prelim, it wasn't even one of the televised ones. So you can't get footage on him fighting in LFA. But I managed to get my hands on some footage of him fighting before, and his style is so obvious to me. Like, you could watch just a 4-second clip of him, and you're like, oh, this is a Muay Thai kickboxer. Immediately, you're like, everything he's doing is classic step in elbows. He's got these big, thick legs, and he throws a huge kick to the body on the side. You're just like, this dude is the embodiment of a Muay Thai fighter. And so for that reason, if he's got good step in elbows, Jhonata Silva is in danger every time he steps in with one of those combinations. And automatically I like Taveira more at range because he's got the big kick and stuff like that. But also if Jhonata Silva is going to step in there and stop, which is a lot of what he does. He steps in, he throws a whole bunch of combinations, he's stationary. Not only does that lead to counters, but that leads to clinches. And I think that's where he runs into the most problem here. I think he's going to eat knees to the body. I think he's going to eat elbows over the top. I wouldn't be surprised if Taveira cut him open and got a stoppage via cuts. That's the top style of fight that Taveira brings. And he's also physically strong. Like I said before, I said he's got some big old legs on him. He is a stocky guy when it comes to that. Love the style he brings. I think Thiago Taveira is going to surprise some people. So give me him here as an underdog.
All right. And AI says it's pronounced Taveira. So that's what we're going to go with.
Oh, now. Like Pereira?
I guess so. Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, you're right. But we should have known that. Yeah. Speaking of Pereira, there's a lot of that coming up in our next fight. First, I'm going to tell you about mybookie.ag. I know how to pronounce that. We're brought to you by mybookie.ag. MyBookie is your place to bet on football and everything else. Your home for NFL and college football. MyBookie's $100,000 NFL Super Contest is on. Only a $15 entry, and they're offering buy 2 entries, get 1 free. MyBookie accepts customers for a ton of locations. They have easy deposit, lightning fast payouts. Using crypto, get the LFA lines there when they drop. And when you do head to mybookie.ag, use our promo code MMA SGPN. That way you get 100% bet back bonus up to $500. for new customers. That's mybookie.ag, promo code MMA SGPN. And Rhythm, RITHMM. NFL is back on Rhythm. Last season, Rhythm was 76 and 66 against the spread and 22 and 19 on over-unders. But they really shined on their player props. For instance, 10 and 5 on Baker Mayfield props. That's a 25% return on investment on those plays. Rhythm also has MLB, WNBA, golf, and college football. Go to the site today and start building your NFL models for week 1. Are you tired of me asking for a week 1 prediction? I'm going to anyway.
I can dig
too many episodes.
I dig deep every single time you ask. So we'll kick it off on Thursday. You know, I've been giving out a lot of Cowboy plays, both season long ones or preseason ones. But the one I'm going to stick with here is I'm going to stick with in the Cowboys game. I'm going to make fun of the running game yet again. I'm going to take Javonte Williams the lower on his rushing yards. I don't think he's good anymore, and I'm a Cowboys fan. And for some reason, he's our lead running back. So I'm going to take the lower than on his rushing yards.
All right, there you go. You can get a 7-day free trial today to see if Gumby's prediction lines up with Rhythms. Go to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/rhythm, RITHMM. And back to the show, back to Cuiabá, Brazil. We got a Pereira versus Pereira fight. I've been looking forward to this for quite a few episodes. Rafael Pereira versus Felipe Pereira. They're both from Brazil. Not surprised there, right? They're weighing at 135, assuming they make weight. The first Pereira we're going to talk about, which one am I talking about first? I'm talking about Felipe Pereira first, I believe. Let me see. Yes, see, I'm getting confused. His nickname's Takanori. I assume because of Gomi. This is why he's Takanori.
I will tell you, his style does not lend itself to that.
Yes. Yeah, listen to the record and you will hear why. 13-2-2. That's good. 1 knockout, 10 submissions. So reverse that, and you've got the fireball kid. Pei has been submitted once. This is his debut in LFA. 3-0-1 over his last 4. He won his last bout via submission. He's not lost since October 2022. He has multiple regional championships on his
mantle.
Correct. Get all our merch. sportsgamblingpodcast.com/store. Remember, football at checkout, 25% off if you do that. Used to fight at 125, 2012 Pro MMA debut. The other Bahia is Mini Man. He's 13-4, 3 knockouts, 4 submissions. He's been knocked out once, submitted once, 3-0 in LFA. He's won 8 straight. He's not lost since December 2018. He used to fight at 125 or 145, 4-2 as a professional Muay Thai fighter and a champion there. 2 years younger than Bahia, 2 inches taller. I'll go first. I'll pick Bahia. Okay, you go ahead.
2 inches taller for Mini Man, huh? What do you think of that?
Yeah, I know. It's funny, right? That doesn't add up.
So Mini Man experience out of him. So I think this one will be pretty big. My guess is like negative 225, maybe plus 200 on the return for Felipe. And I'm going to go dog at the gate. I'm going to take Felipe Pereira in this one. The takedown game is really why. And like both of these guys have some jiu-jitsu, but if you watch the way that they've taken down their opponents, it's very different. You know, I was watching Rafael Pereira, and he gets in on a single leg, and he kind of sort of tries to run the pipe a little bit, but he kind of just tries to run his opponent down. And it looks like he basically just like doesn't have the options that you want from a guy who's looking for a takedown. Whereas Felipe Peña got some good single leg stuff. He'll chain between the single and the double. I really do like his double leg though. While he does have the single leg, it's like when he makes contact with the hip, it is really hard. I'd like to see him be a little bit better at holding his opponents down. Like he's clearly got the wrestling and like the jiu-jitsu. I think it's maybe just that he's a little overzealous in getting to the position for a submission. And like, that's what he's gotten in the past, right? He's gotten 10 submissions in the past. So of course he just goes for it. But like, I think in the past too, it's kind of tired him out. Like if you watch a few of his fights, he does look like he tires late in the fight. Could that be a problem against Rafael? Maybe, but the reason I'm still confident here in taking Felipe is that Rafael, like late in was it his last fight or the fight before that, where he just like, he started getting frustrated that he wasn't landing as many punches as he thought he could. And he was hands down, taunting his opponent, trying to just get them to like lunge in so he could hit him with a counter. And like, yes, that works against somebody who is expecting to strike with you, but against somebody who would just rather plow a double leg takedown, even if he's tired, the hands low approach, I'm not sure if that's going to work for him here because he's not going to goad him into that kind of fight. Felipe Pereira wants no part of a slugfest here. So, you know, for Rafael Pereira, like his job is really going to be to defend the takedown and beat him up when he's tired, but he's got to be the one advancing. He can't be the one countering because the counters just aren't going to be there. So for the reason that, Felipe Pereira isn't going to want to lead the dance on the feet and is going to probably shoot a dozen takedowns. I'll take Felipe Pereira.
Only 6% are taking him on Tapology, so you could get a nice number.
Yeah, like that sounds like a 250 line to me. Maybe a touch higher.
Fantastic. All right, we go to the females now, going down to women's strawweight. Natalia, Alves, Aleksandra Savicheva. She is from Russia, so Brazil versus Savicheva. They're fighting 115, as I said. Savicheva is 6-1, 2 knockouts, 1 submission. She's been submitted once. This is her LFA debut. She's won 3 straight fights. She's not fought since May of 2024. She's not lost since March of 2023. She is, or was, the Octagon champion. So she's
Octagon OCT.
Oh yeah, that's right. The
very different.
So, very regional champion. Used fight at 125, 4 inches of height over Alves. Alves is 7-0, 1 knockout, 3 submissions. She's 3-0 in LFA. Used fight at 125 as well. 2 years younger than Savicheva, and that's all I got.
So we've done it again. We've got me excited about a short queen.
Okay.
We did it. We did it. Got me excited about a short queen.
Alves.
Again. Alves is 5'1". She is
nice.
5'1". And she might be lying about how tall she is. And I couldn't be more hyped on a prospect unless the person I'm about to talk about in the main event in a little bit. Like, these are 2 of the very best strawweight prospects in the world right now, regardless of organization, country, or whatever. We are going to talk about 2 of the best strawweights outside of the UFC right now, and Natalia Alves is one of them to me. I think she's going to come in here as a favorite. I think the record is enough for her, despite the fact that we got the Russian-sounding name on the other side, and a bunch of people are going to be like, oh, can she wrestle the Russian? The answer is yes. She's actually the much better wrestler in this fight. Savicheva is a kickboxing stylist primarily. She's really heavy on her front leg, and for anybody who knows anything about the grappling game, people who are heavy on their front leg are typically really easy to duck under a counter and get in on a double leg or a single leg. So already she's like gonna be at a disadvantage there. I've also seen in some of Savicheva's fights, like, her opponents have shot in. She's defended most of the takedowns, granted, not against anybody Natalia Alves is ability level. But that I've seen a couple of opponents get to her back in efforts to take her down. Like, I think if that happens against Alves, she's really screwed. And then in addition to that, too, like, I think Alves is smart enough on defense to avoid the long striking of Savicheva. And the thing I can't gush about more about Natalia Alves is her ability to use unconventional grips in her takedowns. So, like, you will see sometimes she gets in on a single leg, and you see fighters get really, really dedicated to, like, Gamble gripping their hands under the hip and trying to use their shoulders. Sometimes you'll see her abandon it with one of her hands, and all of a sudden she's got like a high crotch takedown with that. Sometimes she like trips the other leg. So she does a lot of interesting things with her hands. She's also somebody who, when they go to shoot a double leg, if those legs come up, she'll like run them down over the top of the shoulder, and it's like a modified single leg that she shoots with the takedown. So like, she's got a lot of different options in the ways that she gets takedowns. And perhaps most, but also least importantly, when we're talking about a prospect status, she's a fighting nerd. She comes from the fighting nerds. And I asked Bruno Brazil like 2 years ago when I interviewed her. I was like, who is a woman that you train with down at the fighting? We know all the guys from the fighting nerds. Yeah. I was like, who is a woman you train down there with who we need to circle as a prospect? And she was like, oh, Natalia Alves. Like the first word out of her mouth was like, Natalia Alves. This girl is an animal. And like, you can see it. Like, she is going to take down lots of people, UFC skill or not. And I think Savicheva is a step behind that anyway. So yeah, give me Natalia Alves. What did I write down for a number here? I wrote -175. I think the Russian sounding name of Savicheva and her 6-1 record. The fact she fought for Octagon, not Octagon, but Octagon, yes. Which is still a good promotion, right? That's the Kazakh version of Octagon. Still a very good promotion. Sometimes we even get odds for that promotion, which is kind of fun. But regardless, like, I think all those things come together and move the number down on Alves. And I hope they do, because I'd love to get this one at something playable.
All right. Gumby is hyped on another Shark Queen, right?
That's right. Always. Shark Queens.
All right. We're off to the co-main event. It's a men's lightweight bout. Marcelo Marques, Felipe Oliveira tell you about Oliveira first. Savicheva is the nickname, which means wild. He's 11-4, 3 knockouts, 2 submissions. He's been knocked out once. He's durable. That means 1-1 in the LFA. He's won 7 of 8, including his last fight. Multiple regional championships on his
mantle.
Correct. Get a shirt, get a merch, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/store. Used to fight at 145 at 163. One of those a pro kickboxer, 2 inches taller than Marques. Marques is indomitable, 11-0, 1 knockout, 5 submissions. He's 3-0 in LFA. He's fought at 135, 145, and 170. 2015 Pro MMA debut. Is he losing the 0?
I don't think so. I think he's going to be the favorite. My guess is 200 kind of range for Marques, and I don't think he's losing at 0. You know, I was watching his fights early, and I was saying to myself, like, man, this guy's undefeated. That's kind of crazy because, you know, when you watch him strike, he's the type of guy who has a lot of trouble with range early in fights. It takes him a long time to establish it. And then in addition to taking a long time to establish it, he kind of is one of those people who looks like he needs his hand on you to really understand how far away you are to hit you. And that's not great. Like, that's already a thing that is a, you know, a mark against Marques, so to speak. And while I see all of that as a problem, I then watched Felipe Oliveira back again. And like, you know, you mentioned he's got a kickboxing background. It becomes really apparent early that he's got a kickboxing background and that perhaps his takedown defense just isn't like up to snuff yet. Because I saw him throw a kick, it got caught, and like he had no chance of stopping that takedown, less than no chance of stopping that takedown. And the get up isn't really there either. And then, you know, when you look at Marques, yeah, he's had a lot of trouble establishing and finding range and getting in where he needs to be. But then once he does get that takedown, like, he is really good on the mat. Like, before I start crowning him a prospect and telling people to put him on Contender Series or, you know, asking for a LFA lightweight title shot, he's not going to touch Richie Miranda right now. But like, if that's the path here for Marques, like, it's just about getting the hands right because the grappling's already there. When he's on top of you, you're in danger. You know, obviously he's got all the submission wins. He's a guy who doesn't necessarily go risky position. You know, I talked about, who was it, Felipe Pereira before, who's maybe gets a little bit over his skis or so on the grappling. Not so with Marques here. Like, I think he's just smart. He keeps his positions here, and he should be able to grind out Oliveira. So give me Marcelo Marques here.
All right, Marcelo Marques, it is. All right, before we get to our main event, let me tell you about Underdog. Underdog Best Ball Media is happening all summer long, giving away $15 million in prizes, including $2 million to first place. No waiver wire, no arguments about trades. Best ball is the best way to play fantasy football. Underdog also is a great place to play pick'em, where you can win up to 500 times your entry. Gumby, give us a play.
Yeah, on Sunday, the Atlanta Braves playing Sunday night baseball against the Philadelphia Phillies. We got Hurston Waldrep on the mound. The guy's 4-0 in 5 starts. He's got a 0.90 ERA, but he came up short. He actually didn't strike out anybody in his last outing, and that's going to draw that number down for us. And when it does, we're going to play the higher than on Hurston Waldrep's strikeouts. Philly's got some swing and miss in that lineup, and I think he finds plenty of it.
All right, listen to this as well. Underdog's got a brand new offer for new customers. Play just $5 and get $50 in bonus funds when you sign up with our code MMASGPN. And the world's greatest sportsbook, Circa Las Vegas, is hosting the world's biggest pro football contest. That would be Circa Million, Circa Survivor, and Circa Grandissimo, with over $21 million in guaranteed prizes. Sign up in Nevada and play from anywhere with the help of SGPN's official proxy. Go to footballcontest.com and use promo code SGP to get $50 off your proxy fees. Contests close on September the 6th, Saturday. So get in now. All right, main event is for some gold. LFA Women's Strawweight Championship, the champion Lany Silva versus the challenger Aieza Bertolso. I probably butchered her name. How do you say your name, Gumby?
Aieza Bertolso.
Aieza Bertolso. Gumby makes it sound so easy and Italian. I'll tell you about Bertolso. Bertolso, the challenger, 6-0, 1 knockout, 3 submissions. She won her last bout via submission. She always fights a bit in LFA. 2 inches taller than Silva, 4-inch reach advantage over her. Silva is 7-1, 2 knockouts, 1 submission, never been finished in a fight. 5-1 in LFA, and she won the championship in her last bout. She won 3 straight fights, 2 straight via finish. 1-0 as a pro kickboxer, a year younger than Bertolso.
Yeah, this is Lany Silva for me. I got to imagine the nice record for Bertolso brings this number down a little bit. I'm hoping to get it just north of 200. I kind of would be surprised if it came down into the 100s just because of the way Lany Silva won her last fight, right? Like she won the crown. She beat Rose Conceição, who was on the Contender Series prior. And not only did she beat her, she was up on the cards and she head kicked her in the 5th round in one of the most devastating knockouts I've seen in the history of women's MMA. Like it was violent stuff from Lany Silva. And she's fighting Bertolso here, who is a IMMAF lady here, and she's good. I like a lot of the things she does. I just think she does too many risky things and too many things that can be countered to really truly deal with Lany Silva. So like when you watch her throw her strikes, they're good from long range, but I think she like retracts them a little bit on the slow side. Like she'll throw out a jab, and that jab just seems to hang there for a little while too long, which leaves her ready to be cracked, ready to be taken down, all that kind of stuff. She also throws jump knees and spinning back kicks. And while like, that fancy stuff has worked in the past when you're fighting somebody of high level and look, hey, Lany Silva can take you down. Lany Silva's not afraid of taking you down either. So like you're using all of that different stuff there. I think she's going to get cracked. And on top of that too, we've just seen Lany Silva hurt so many people. The counters are going to be there for her. I think the grappling advantage goes to her as well. There's just too many reasons to like Lany Silva here, despite the fact that I think Aieza Bertolso is probably one of the better prospects at strawweight too. But, I kind of wish this fight was Lany Silva versus Natalia Alves. Same weight class, same fight card. If Bertolso fell off, I wouldn't be sad about it. But like, otherwise, just give me Alves and Silva both in the UFC ASAP.
Yeah, Silva's only 22, or she'll be 23 maybe by the time you hear this, September the 3rd. So yeah, get her in. Forget about the Contender Series. It's just
these ladies don't need it.
Yep. All right, we'll give you a recap quickly. And Gumby has wished fights into existence before, so it could happen, Gumby. You've done it before with female fights too, I believe, right?
Yeah, I've wished
made a fight happen. So yeah. All right, we'll recap and we'll get you some bonus plays here. He's got Silva, he's got Marques, he has got Alves, he has got the underdog Pereira,
Felipe.
Right? Felipe Pereira, and he's got, how did I say his name was Taveira, something like that. Taveira, right, like Pereira. Okay, like lightning round. Zap bang boom, pow, Gumby. Hit us with some lightning round plays.
So I'm gonna start with Daniel Araujo. Daniel Araujo, 7-0 prospect, huge hands on this guy. He throws absolute bombs. He trains with the Bomb Theme Brothers, which slowly is being less of a
Yep.
It's less cool than it used to be, isn't it?
Yep.
But yeah, I still think he throws bombs. They're giving him kind of a layup of opponents. He'll be 8-0 soon. But like, hey, if he winds up being in the -300, -400 range, he'd definitely make your parlays better. And then the other one I like is Eduardo Dutra. Dutra is only 5-0 as a pro, exact opposite as Araujo, just sick grappling out of Dutra. A guy who, seems to find submission positions out of nowhere. I've seen him shoot roll for an Imanari roll once in a while. Like he's got good fun stuff. And the fun part is like he'll use submission attempts to get up into positive positions too. So I like once again, that's Eduardo Dutra and Daniel Araujo as my lightning round picks.
All right, you're set for LFA. We'll be in the Discord until you hear from us again. sportsgamblingpodcast.com/Discord. You can hit us up in the comments on YouTube, MMA Gambling Podcast. Make sure you subscribe, please and thanks. Twitter, we're SGPN MMA. He's at Gumby Real, and I'm at Jeff Fox Writer there. And on Instagram, check out my Substack. My pick'em contest for the UFC this coming week will be up and running tomorrow. That's moneymma.substack.com. Gumby has another podcast called Top Turtle. Tell the people all about it, Gumby. Do you know who's on it this upcoming week?
So it's a little bit hard to tell necessarily because we're a little ways out here. But I will tell you, I promised an interview with Chasen Blair a couple of weeks ago before he got bumped for an interview, and then I was going to put him on last week's episode. He got bumped for another Don Mar Fam interview. So I got him, and then if no other interviews come to fruition this week, we also got Party Time. Wes Schultz in the can, so possibly Party Time and Chasen Blair, but keep an eye out Tuesday to see what drops.
Make sure you listen to Top Turtle. Subscribe while you're at it. And of course, we can be found at sportsgamblingpodcast.com, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/store. Remember, football at checkout, 25% off, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/Patreon. We'll be back tomorrow. What did I say? We're doing Fury FC. Tomorrow it'll be Indomavo, Jeff Fox, Selva Gem, Vreeland. We'll talk to you then.